Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I hope everyone is having a lovely Saturday morning and didn't get too crazy last night if you were doing late St. Patrick's Day festivities, because that being on a Thursday is rotted and gutted. But we are here with another edition of Morning 2 CLC, where we spill all the tea BBH16. I am joined by a plethora of amazing people here to discuss the shenanigans, the things that happened. I guess I don't know. It's a lot of speculative stuff. Not a whole ton happened about last round, but more about looking forward to this upcoming round. It's our first 2-day round in the Big Brother Hometown 16 house, and I don't think this house is ready. Who should I bring in first? I'll bring in the lovely fifth alternate in the President org, who read Noah Salvatore for his life last night. If you have not watched it, please go do that. It's Mitchell Stokes.
I don't know what to say to that. They really took a lot out of me.
Drove you to drink last night.
Oh, very much so. Feeling wonderful this morning.
Love that. Love it. I've got two lovely people from BBH13. Obviously, I'm going to bring in the winner first. She's on production. You know her. You love her. It's Crystal.
Hi. I think Thursday is a great day for St. Patrick's Day. I was thinking that the night I was out because it really flushes, gets rid of those people that aren't really down for it.
You know what?
The Saturday before with the rest of the class. It's for the real people.
Fair point. I'll give you that. I'm not one of those people. No, not for me. I also have a client on the West Coast and have meetings just so late in the day that I can't. I can't wake up at 9 a.m. and be going till 6:30. But anyway, enough about me. From BBH13 was a lovely 8th alternate, but he took himself out. He didn't want to be there anymore, but he wants to be here. It's Phil.
Hey, how's it going? I feel like, I took myself out of that game so I could mentally prepare myself for my next game where I did significantly better. So, in Subversion.
Smiles. Oh, damn, 20 seconds. Stop handwriting your notes, damn it.
It wasn't because of that. I had to watch a video that Kelly Farmer was in from 30 days earlier, and that cost me 20 seconds in the game. So.
Well, also, she has command find, my love. She was such a slower quiz taker than you the entire season. She could just command find what she wanted. I'm like, Phil, put it in Excel, damn it.
I didn't look at my notes one time that quiz, so.
Damn. Work. Well, enough about Subversion. Subversion Season 3 coming to you sometime this summer. But we're all here for the real special guest. Max is ready. We're all ready. It is Sarah. It's Michael's sister. She's here.
Clack, 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 clack.
I'm truly, Michael is his own Foley effect here, giving us, oh my god. How are you?
Good. This is fun.
What we're here to do, just talk shit, have fun, live in the moment.
I'm not as entertaining as Michael, just FYI. He's way up here.
I don't think anybody's as entertaining as Michael, so don't worry about it.
Have we received our daily lip sync video
Not
from
yet.
him this morning? Wow, that's rude.
He really set a precedent there for us, and now we're going to be disappointed if we don't get it.
But to go at him in his prod chat, be like, where is our daily lip sync video? I need it. I look forward to it every morning. Alrighty. My goodness. Alrighty. We're here to discuss day 6, a very quiet day, as I've already alluded to, a very quiet day about round 2 that kind of concluded yesterday. But a lot of fun things to talk about looking forward. This game really opened up. Some with Robbie, some with other people kind of hanging themselves a little bit with just talking too much, Olivia. But we'll get all into it. But the first thing I want to just comment on is Daniel Holton reached out to me, Daniel Holton from BBH14, and he asked how many alliances were in BBH14, because I don't feel like there were a lot. There were 14 alliances in BBH14. For the record, there have already been 15 alliances in this season, and we're only on day 7.
But to be fair, he didn't know about all of the alliances. So
Correct. But for the record, there's only 14 his entire season. All
it doesn't
30
feel
days.
like that many unless you're in that many. And I was in, we didn't have that many, but I was
We
in
all didn't
a
have
lot
that
of
many
them.
either.
I truly am struggling to think about, since I have been here in since season 6, so it's been 10 seasons that I've been around. I cannot think of a more alliance driven cast that we have had. Even Big Brother Hometowns 15, which was like people we knew were going to come back and play really hard. They didn't really have that many alliances. There really weren't that many at all. So
because of like how many there are, they don't feel real. Like
The players
Girl,
get
I'm gonna need you to like go in the spreadsheet again for me and tell me which ones are strong and weak, so I can let people out there know which ones are strong and weak, because it's just a bunch of gobbledygook right now.
Oh, it is.
And like the funny thing is, there's so much overlap in the alliances in this season. Like there's still like a good number of people who are not in an alliance.
Just Veronica right now.
Yeah.
Is it not? Is it
Only
is
her.
it just Veronica?
It's just Veronica, but
I
I just had to go check.
It's just
Well, then
everyone else with Kelly.
Yeah,
it's
Kelly and
yeah.
everybody else. There's like
Yeah,
one and a half she's not in.
yeah, it's like Jimbo's in 1, Anwar's in 1. It's like a lot of people that are in 1, and then you've got these same like 5-6 people who are in like 7.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I need Michael to get in a better alliance. I need him to get in an
oh.
alliance with some stronger people.
Yeah, his alliance is bad. The ridiculous 6, which is no longer 6.
Slash 5.
It's
This is why
bad.
you don't
They
put a
all
number in your alliance name.
truly.
That's why you pick an arbitrary number for your alliance name.
13.
For those who have not
I'm
watched
dead.
BBH13, Crystal, Phil, Eric, Sparks. Who else
Jamie
was in
and
your
Christian.
alliance?
Jamie
Jamie and Christian. It was like, hold on. There were 6 of them on day 2, made an alliance of 6 people, and they called themselves the Baker's Dozen, but I was not on the call, and I read them for fucking filth every time I could, being like, do they not know how many's in a freaking Baker's Dozen?
Yeah.
Like, it's really irritating me that they picked an
Exactly.
alliance name that doesn't reference their number. And after I
It was
talked to them, they're like,
bad.
no, they're like, we picked that so we don't have to change it, and like, obviously, it's just arbitrary. It's just a number. Who cares? I'm like, oh my god. I'm done. I hate numbers and alliances anyway, but if you're gonna do it, at least be accurate with it.
You didn't like our ironic alliance name?
Come on, man.
No, we did not.
No.
We did not.
No, we also just didn't like y'all because y'all were so fucking
Messy.
distrustful of each other. None of y'all trusted each other, so it was just
Hey.
really frustrating to watch.
Those fools betrayed each other and all went out one after the other.
All
I was
five,
thinking,
all 5 guys left. So
All 5 of you boys gone. I was like, oh, we're not Baker's Dozen strong anymore. Bye.
Well, I mean, similar things are happening in this house of people kind of being distrustful of one another.
I mean, they should be.
I mean, they should, but like people keep doing things to cause that, and it's really frustrating. Looks at Miss Olivia. So, Olivia, during her head of household, obviously nominated Robbie and Michael with the intention of taking Robbie out. But as an HOH, you have to think about a renom. You know, who should I renom against who, depending on who wins the veto, all these things. And sometimes you need a backup veto, depending if you're a backup renom, if your renom is playing in the veto, and if they win and use it. You have to think about all these things. So Olivia really thought about Jacob and ultimately changed to Veronica as being her renom. But she told people that Jacob was going to be her other renom.
Also, keep your mouth shut.
Yeah,
You never
She
had
told-
anybody in mind if you never had to make a renom.
that's right.
Yeah.
Everybody
Stop.
was safe.
Right?
Thank God I
She-
didn't have to make a renom. I wouldn't have known who I would have put up because I never thought about that.
She told, I know she told the Wild Alliance of Bridget and Kelly, and she told the Pussy Willows of Jimbo, Kelly, and Kadri. So they all knew that. And ultimately, Kelly tells Olivia, like, no need to tell Jacob. Don't even put Jacob up as a pawn. Just don't even do it. Just, like, let's put up Michael and Robbie initially, and let's hope for the best that neither of them come off. It's exactly what happens. But Olivia calls Jacob at like 2 a.m. on day 5, so we didn't like cover it. So really, the effects happen on day 6, where Olivia tells Jacob, "Hey, I was gonna renominate you. Just heads up." And Kelly told me not to tell you. Kelly is in an alliance with Jacob called Magic Feet with Kadri, and Jacob immediately tells Kelly at the beginning of day 6, "Oh, hey, heads up! I heard I was going to be the renom and that you didn't tell me. It's all good. I still trust you, but just letting you know that Olivia told me that." And here come the cracks. Olivia was doing so well, and I think she is so paranoid about how everyone perceives her and how every person is aligned in this house. It's very Crystal-like, where she has all her maps about who's with who and how can I break up who. But I think,
you know what though, if she hadn't won HOH, she'd still be hanging out in the friendly channels, not worrying about it.
Yeah, but I think she's being a little greedy, where she wants all of the pieces on her side when you don't need all the pieces. This is risk. You just need more. You just need more numbers. Yeah. And the odds are in your favor. You don't need all the numbers. And I think she's so focused on getting everybody to like her that she's gonna get caught. I mean, she already has. But Kelly's obviously not gonna do anything about it.
You need some people to not like you.
You need some people.
You really do, because if everybody talks and everybody's like, I like this person, like other people should be like, well, if everybody likes this person.
Yeah, I remember watching the BBH16 episodes with Crystal, and you even talked about that, how you were like, I need people to stop talking about me in their conversations with other people.
Yeah, I'm like, stop, don't bring up my name. It's fine, Crystal, she's fine.
There's so many other names on this cast. Say one of them.
Get my name out of your mouth in any way, shape, or form. Just ignore me. It's fine.
Which is kind of what happened to Michael. Michael is super beloved in this house, and all everyone talks about is how lovely Michael is. And for Olivia, who has very little relationship with Michael, it made him the easiest nomination in round 2. She was like, I'm not sure if I'll backdoor Robbie, but his ass is on the blocker right now. Like, hearing everyone being like, I love Michael. Michael's so great on calls. Olivia's like, oh, he calls you? Oh, he talks to you? Oh, interesting. Huh. Weird. Cool story. Yeah, so Michael kind of in that position of, and Louise is a little bit in that position too. Everyone liking both of them. And for the people who don't have a relationship with them, it's like, oh, well, now you're my main target right now because I know everyone likes you. Yeah. You don't seem to care about me in this game. And really, it's just because Louise is on a completely freaking different time zone and she has like 2-hour calls, which Michael also has very long calls, which limits how many people you can talk to in a day. So you got to speed those up, my friends. You can't be holding hands on the frog couch for too long every day. Because Michael completely said as soon as Olivia one-handed hustle, he's like, shit, I fumbled the ball in that relationship, and of course Olivia won. Like, Michael was probably going to be okay with most people in this house, and Olivia is one of the few that was like, yeah, we got to be better about this, more intentional about this. I'm hoping Michael has learned his lesson.
Me too.
We'll see. I don't know. We'll see.
Sarah, has he always been naturally just like super charismatic and people person-y type person? That's just always been the thing. Absolutely.
Yeah. He is and has always been what y'all are seeing. Every day, all day. I mean, that's him.
I told Sarah before we started, I was like, this is like the Big Brother like character piece on Michael. Like, she's coming in to give us the context of like what Michael's like, and she's gonna give us all the behind the scenes secrets.
He feels so authentic. I would be surprised if he wasn't exactly what he was presenting.
Yeah,
he is not acting up any of it. That's him.
I would have been shocked if you came in here and you're like, he's not like that at all, really. I'd be like, give that man an Oscar. Wow.
I forget where we said this. It was the cast assessment or maybe like day 0, day 1. We're like, this is authentically Michael. What Michael is doing is exhausting for like 99% of people. So like for him to be faking that, like, God, like, I mean, if he was, bravo. But like, I was like, no one can be that energetic and be faking it at the same time. Like, that man must be sleeping like 13 hours a day to like do that.
I was like nervous as hell after his first confessional that first day when he was like all hyped up on coffee. And I mean, he does get like that, but I think it was like a combination of this is new. I'm excited. What the hell am I doing? And yeah, he definitely had way too much coffee. But I was, oh my God, please don't let him do this every day. Like, it could be too much, you know? He was just overly excited, I think.
And we love that here, but there's a way that, and he has not fallen into that pitfall just yet. You look at someone like Robbie, who is very excited to play and plays himself out as 15th place, plays too hard, plays too quickly, is too excited to play, and does too much. Michael has not done that, thank goodness, but definitely he's got to start. It's time to switch your excitement from meeting people to playing the game now. Like, hey, I like you. Let's talk game. And it seems like he's getting there because he talked with Jacob last night about the HOH comp. So he's getting there. I'm just hoping that there's enough space for him to like Claudia. It's like Olivia paved it for her and was like, here's how you do it. I'm hoping either because Michael's getting on his own. So either I'm hoping someone gives him enough runway for him to figure it out on his own so he can fly, or someone comes in to just finish it for him and help him.
I think he had the benefit of also being new over Robbie, who is seasoned, and they're like, we expect better from you, Robbie. Michael's trying to figure this out. Like,
well, I do really like the fact that we've had 2 weeks and like the newbies are like, they've both been given a chance to figure out what they're doing, and they've both been able to stay. Because it's like Michael and Claudia, like, they get voted out weeks 1 and 2. It's like, well, what the hell was the point of that? But now, like, they've like survived the block and like against Stan and Robbie, who I like, but you know, they've been here before. They've done this. Like, this experience.
And they knew better, and they got themselves into the position that they got themselves into.
Yeah.
Like Stan needed to be way more social than he was.
Yeah.
And Robbie went way too hard, way too fast for no reason.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, we talked about this with Claudia. It was like, somebody said, hey, girl, let's get into this. And I think Michael will figure it out on his own, but he would benefit if somebody would just be like, hey, Mike, like, how's it going? You doing, you know, like, you talking game, you talking strategy?
I almost wonder if people are afraid to do that with Michael, because he's giving off the impression that he's in with so many people that, like, people probably think somebody else has already done that with him. So it's like hard for somebody to do that.
Like, I need Olivia to do what she did with Claudia with Michael.
It doesn't look like that's going to happen, babe.
I know.
What? Louise could.
Louise is in her own like pit of problems. I don't know.
Oh, she is. But Louise is the one vet I have faith in that, like, if I'm betting on someone, which is the theme of this damn season, if I'm betting on somebody to help him, it's Louise. Mm-hmm. The problem is I don't know. It's that too. One of them needs to rise to power, and neither of them. This is the time. This is easily the round where someone like a Michael, like a Louise, someone or a Caro who's like not in the best position, rises to power and fucks this game up, because almost no one wants this at a household. Almost no one wants it. So take it. Do it. Yeah. This is a competition you can game and get what you want.
And y'all know I want the messiest timeline in any situation. So I'm rooting for Veronica to win this. Like, I love all the players, but I'm like, who's going to give me the messiest round? Yeah. Veronica HOH. Let's go.
I will say, I think part of the issue for Mike is that on day one, he was so excited to play, and he like was very loose-lipped about like, oh, I just had a call with this person. And I just had a call with this person. And I think that for some people, they were kind of like turned off by that and immediately. But I will say, like, Mike was on a call. I forget who he was on call with. It may have been with Anwar the other night. And he was talking about how like he perceives that people remember that. Yeah. Because he was like, he was talking about how Robbie was like talking to him on one of their calls about like him trying to like, well, don't do this, Mike. Oh, Mike, you're so cute. You know, whatever. Like, whatever. And like, he was like, I picked up on the fact that they were treating me like I didn't know what was going on. And he was like, but I get it. Like, I'm not going to just run around and like spill secrets to everybody. He just needs somebody to trust him. He needs a second chance. Somebody needs to trust him to give him some information that he could actually be loyal to and actually play the game with.
Didn't somebody have a call with him where they said, you've been like saying too much, or told him like, you know, keep this Don't tell people
The
that you were on a call with me.
Yeah,
Didn't
the
Luigi
ridiculous
somebody
6
say that
call.
to him?
Yeah, the ridiculous 6 call.
six.
They weren't
Okay.
talking about that. That's where Rob. He was like Robbie, but other people were. He was like, "Oh, this is my perception right now. Okay, I gotta reset and I gotta do this." This would be a great one for him to win. Actually, he should win this week. He should try.
I would
and
love it.
Yes.
And that's
We'll see
depending on this competition that I'm lost in, and I think he might be too. What the hell?
It seems like he gets it because Jacob gets it. Going to Jacob's project, Jacob understands what to do, and he got on call with Michael. So I think Michael understands what he needs to do. I think they're concerned about, can I get this accomplished? And I think that was everyone's concern in 15 when we did this. But like Dan, Angelica, and Hammond figured out a way to game it, to get Hammond a perfect score and get that head of household. There's a way to do it. I just think people are too concerned about trying to get it. And so they're like, it must be a crapshoot because no one's going to tell me the truth. Well, in 15, everyone told the truth. No one wanted to lie. Because if you lie about, that's what we love about this challenge. If you don't want someone to win, you have to lie to them. Yeah. And guess what? When they get their score back, they're going to know that you lied to them. So this is a challenge where you're going to have to show some cards or be a little risky and, tell everyone the truth. And, you risk something not beneficial to your game. I don't see anyone lying to Michael. I just don't. Mm-hmm. Like, as much as a lot of people probably are not keen on a Michael HOH, I don't see anyone actually lying to him to be like I'm gonna go left, and then they change their direction and be like, sorry, Michael.
You all have a better grasp on this than I do because, like I said, yesterday was recovery day for me. But who wants this HOH?
Caro.
Okay, I would love to see that too.
Yeah, Caro.
Another messy timeline I'm here for.
Caro,
I think Caro would just nominate Veronica and Anwar, though. It would be probably pretty boring.
Yeah, no. Next.
I mean, let's just jump to it. I mean, where is her call? So Caro knows her position. She knows that she's not in a great spot. Straight up. She knows that she got caught, red-handed with the stand vote. She knows. Yeah. She's aware. She knows that alliance has been exposed that she was in. She's trying to make new ones.
She could recover in the same way Susie recovered after the whole Carly thing. It's like they never recovered in my eyes, but you can try that method. It worked on a bunch of other people.
Yeah.
And I think Caro needs power. I think she does. I don't think a lot of people feel comfortable with her. So Caro rising to power and giving people that comfort, like, hey, we're good, I'm not nominating you, would go a long way for her. So she's forming some things. She initiates this girl gang group, which is Kelly, Olivia, Bridget, and Caro. They all don't really trust each other at all, but like it's like kind of like that moderate trust of like we kind of all trust each other, but like I'm gonna keep my eyes on you. So it's better that we're all in an alliance together so I can keep my eyes on you. She wants to do something with Jeff, but she got on a call with him yesterday and then planned nothing. Caro, God damn it. You were like, I'm gonna plan something with Jeff on my call with him later tonight. They just talked about tattoos. Caro.
That was what yesterday was all about, tattoos.
Do something. Literally, everyone got a fucking tattoo yesterday. Stokes got one 2 days ago. Eric got like 20. One. Yeah, a lot. Jeff, people. It's funny to me that people still like whenever time they talk about tattoos, they're all like, Jeff, you have like what 1 to 2. Jeff is tatted from like nipple to navel, sleeve, legs, feet, a lot. And people are like, you got like 1 or 2. He's like, I've got like hundreds of hours of work on my body. It always cracks me up when people like think that Jeff is this. I don't know.
I mean, if they're all touching, doesn't that count as one? Just like one.
That's what
that's why he started to turn it around, is be like, I have this number of hours of work on my body versus saying how many tattoos he's received. Because there are people are like, but it's just one, because it's just one big piece. He's like, okay, it's fine.
He has the threshold of I have X amount of hours worth of tattoos, you plebs.
Get on his level. But yeah, Caro. So Caro knows her position, but the one thing she did talk about Jeff with is she came on the call with Jeff and was like, I should win this and go after people who are in good positions. I should shake up this game. And Jeff was like, don't do that. That's stupid. Right. If you do that, we're going to get targeted immediately. No, Caro, you're right. You need to shake up this game. You need to shake up this game. And Jeff kind of tells Caro, no, we should just go after a Jacob, go after a Claudia, go after a Kadri, which is a waste of a round for her. Because like no one
do that for you.
Yeah, anyone will do that for you. You don't need to do that yourself. And the whole point of a Carol HOH is to build trust with people. Like, you're going to go after big targets and you're not going after the Olivias, the Kellys of the world. They're going to feel really good that you like them. It's like, damn, you took a big swing and you didn't take it at me. And that makes me feel good. But so Caro's now unsure of what she wants, because after that call, she's like, well, maybe I don't want the head of household. If, like, you think the best move is just to go after Jacob, Claudia, and Kadri. Like, I don't want to do that, so maybe I don't want to win this. And I'm like, damn it, Caro. So I'm not sure where Caro truly stands, but
if you're on the bottom and you see these two power people that seem to be in everything, putting them up next to each other and making the rest of the house like pick a side if everything stays the same, and having like your third nominee that you don't tell anybody about unless you have to do it, ready to sort of slide into the same position that will also crack the house in half. Like, come on.
That's exactly what it is.
That will make sides. It will make sides. And then people are going to be like, what? I thought we were on Team Kelly. I thought we were Team Olivia. And then, like, you've got the three sides Olivia's been trying to make, but I don't know how successful.
Yeah, that's exactly what a Louise, a Michael, a Caro needs, a Claudia, a Jacob needs, is like to put two huge threats up on the game and the house and split the house. People have to choose between a Kelly and Olivia.
Crack it open.
Make him, and it's so frustrating to see Caro like know that she needs to do it, or like know she needs to make a big wave here, and Jeff talk her off of that. And love Jeff. Jeff's a little delusional in this game a bit for me. Jeff does not want this head of household. He's throwing it out the wazoo. He's already submitted his train of thought, positioning, and direction. He doesn't care. And I'm just like, Jeff, you're not in as great of a position as you think you are. You really not.
Why does he think he's in such a great position?
I'm not sure he does. I think he just thinks that he's at least safe for another couple rounds, and he's like, I'll reassess.
He's doing the things that he's supposed to be doing. He's making good relationships. He's talking to people. He's staying, he's staying communicative. Like, he's not, is he sitting in the best position in this cast? No. Is he mid-tier positioning? Yeah. And like, for someone like Jeff, that's kind of where he needs to be. Because if he needs to be chill. And I'm actually really impressed with how chill he's been, because he came in and played way too hard, way too fast. And he has backed off, and he has made himself available. Like, and I see that like Stephanie saying that in the chat, she's saying that the relationships he's making say they don't trust him, but they haven't had a reason to doubt that he won't work with them. Like, they don't trust him, but they know that he trusts them. And I think that's where a good spot for a player like Jeff to be in, because eventually somewhere down the road, they're going to need him, and he's not going to be just expendable to them. And then he's going to be able to prove his trust to them. He's going to be able to say, like, I have been with you this whole time. And then they'll follow in with it, I think.
You guys gave me a flashback to one of my prod video moments of, I don't trust these people, but as long as they think I trust them.
And Jeff's in this, for our Subversion fans, is in a very rocky position, in my opinion. I think he, like, do I think he's in a bad spot? No. But like, his position could fall in a day and he's out of the game. Like, we talked about this, I think, yesterday or 2 days ago. No one's going to fight for him. If he's on the block, no one is going to fight for him to stay. Like, I don't think a lot of people there's a couple people who'd put him up to send him out, but there's not many people who would put him up, because they're like, I don't trust him, but there's other people who are worse off in my book. But if he's on the block as a final nom, no one's dying to save him, except for Caro. Caro, I think, is probably the only person who is like, yes, I love Jeff. Oh, and Veronica. But
I mean, he's got to hope that whoever he's sitting next to is who people want actively out, because they'll just passively vote him out because of indifference.
Exactly. So I need Jeff to slightly pick it up. Not too much, slightly pick it up. Because he picks up too much, he'll be in a Robbie position. Let's get into Robbie's impact. Robbie has a little bit more impact on the future than his own round, funny enough. So Robbie sends to the house chat, hey, I'd like to stay, but I'm not going to beg. I'm just not going to do that. I'm just not going to campaign against Michael, which and we've talked about his dead fish strategy. I'm not a fan of it. I know other people like. I see the validity to it. Whatever, cool. I personally would have voted him out if like that's your campaign to me. Bye. Like he gets caught saying that. He gets caught kind of copying and pasting the same messages about feeling alone on an. He uses the same phrases of like I'm feeling alone on an island. All these things, and people are like, "Wait, did Robbie tell you that too?" And they're like, "Yeah." Like. And he also is going around being like, no one's reaching out to me. I'm so alone. And everyone's like, I've reached out to him. Have you reached out to him? Oh, you've reached out to him. Oh, have you? Oh, you've also reached out to him. Interesting. And
I was so triggered and infuriated by that emotional manipulation attempt, tactic. That makes me so mad. Like, I'm on an island all by myself. What was me? I'm like, did you call me? You didn't? That's not my problem.
And people
communication works two ways.
And people were trying to like talk to him. At least I think Elise is the best example. Elise like, hey, I'm just getting off of work. I'm sorry I missed your message. Do you want to call later? And all Robbie responded back with was, no worries. You can't complain about people not talking to you when you're a nominee when you're giving them nothing in return. I get that you're scared that you're going to fall back into the same trap of you doing too much that you did in round 1. Well, there's no concern about you doing too much in round 3 if you're not fucking here for it. So you need to fight for yourself. Like Elise is like, I'll get on a call with you, and you just go, no worries, no big deal, it's fine. No, Robbie, get on the fucking call. Get on the damn call. Like, fight for yourself in a way that doesn't like show that you've learned from your mistakes, and fight that you want to be here. Because if people don't think you want to be here, they're not going to keep you. Michael wants to be here, and Michael's someone that people can pick up, and he wants to be here and fight. If you're not giving that, why would people want to keep you?
I agree with you 100%, but like also from our all-knowing perspective, when everybody gets on call with Michael and the first thing they say is, oh yeah, by the way, don't worry.
Absolutely.
Robbie accurately assessed his position and did not waste his time. I was
about to say almost the exact same thing. And like, I'm like, unpopular opinion, but sometimes you see the writing on the wall and you're like, what am I wasting my time on these fools who are going to vote my ass out anyway? I'm tired. Fuck off. Bye.
But what I'm annoyed with, like, it's not like I'm happy he assessed his position, did not waste his time. Don't get me wrong, because I did that in Padlock. As soon as I got nominated top 6, I said, I will see y'all in 2 days at my eviction. I will not be talking to y'all. See you then. Like, I'm not wasting my fucking time. It's fine. Like, you're allowed to do that. But what I do not love is him going around being like, I want to stay. I want to campaign. Then campaign. He's like, but no one's reaching out to me. They are. Like, don't sit here and like try to emotionally manipulate people to convince people that you're like that people are ghosting you. Like, Veronica was pissed in her project being like, I am so mad at this cast for icing him out and making him feel less than and isolating him. No one did, Veronica. Like, I get your feelings, girl. Like, and your emotions are valid, and I understand why you're feeling that way. But it's annoying that Robbie has convinced you of that, because it's not true. Yes. Like, people have reached out, and he has just miffed them and like, oops. So like, that's what annoys me. It's just like, Robbie, you can't have it both ways. Either just say like, I know I'm being voted out, and log off of Discord. Log off. Or campaign, which is what you wanted to do, and fight for yourself. You have to pick a struggle. You can't have all the struggles.
I'm glad he did what he did for Mike. Well, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You go ahead.
I'm glad he did all that for Michael's sake. But he is so. I mean, he really could have planted some seeds and doubts in a lot of people's mind about how Michael is so likable. I mean, that could have been his campaign. Michael is a threat later on down the line. I mean, he didn't have nothing to go on, you know?
Yeah.
Well, so I'll say that, like, I'm glad for Michael's sake that it, like, was smooth, but I also worry about for Michael's sake if it happens again and he doesn't understand what it is going to take to actually campaign, because he didn't have to do it this time.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. Like, I'm not, and that's why I'm hoping that Michael will touch upon, and maybe a confessional coming up. Like, what has Michael taken away from this round? Like, what are his big takeaways? Yeah. What is he going to change? Because I don't know ultimately, like, how in danger he felt, how much of a fire has been lit under him yet. Like, he knows he needs to win this at a house law because he feels in danger. But I'm trying to figure out, like, strategically, how is he going to change his game moving forward because of this round? I don't know.
It seemed like he wasn't worried. I mean, at all.
No, but
Rightfully
he did do his rounds.
Dude,
Yeah.
Michael,
He
I'm
did
not
on
going to
those
use
calls.
the veto if I win it, Michael.
He-
There
Oh,
gets it.
That Michael. Yeah, that
We're
Michael.
gonna talk about that 30, whatever, however many more days this is. I mean, we're gonna talk about that. And if he tries to do it again, oh my God, send his fucking ass home. You might watch this. I'm
T.
sorry.
T. I mean, T
After he's
though.
gonna watch this after.
Look, we're
Oh,
here to
he
roast
did.
gameplay, not human beings. So go ahead.
Yeah.
It'll be available to him if he wants to click on it.
Oh, we know Mike is watching. Hey, Mike.
I have a feeling he will.
Bye.
But like after it's over, they can go back and watch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He will.
So it's usually always a fun laugh to look back on these moments. But yeah, like Michael did the effort. He went around, but also like he wasn't in a position like Claudia where she had to hop on calls and like actually campaign for herself. Michael got on calls and they're like, "Hey, don't worry, Robbie's going home unanimously." And Michael's like, "Okay, well, just to confirm, I'd like to work with you in this game."
I still think though that he like benefited from putting in more FaceTime. He was on more calls than a lot of people were in the last couple of days, as he was trying to put in that work and you know what I mean. Like I don't know. I feel like it wasn't a loss for him to just have Robbie just roll over and die. He still made good inroads with people and.
Yeah, no, I think it was a net positive. I just wonder if he's going to understand the urgency that's going to be needed in a future round if he finds himself on the block again.
I think inherently being nominated and surviving the block also gives you this air of the people who voted to keep you have this sort of maybe misled thought process of like, well, they're going to feel like they owe me. And so maybe I have them a little more now. So this might like tuck him in under some wings that he might not be under otherwise. Cause they're like, well, I voted to save you. And I hope, and I think he's smart enough to realize, no, you just wanted to vote Robbie out. That doesn't really mean anything. But if you think you have me more now, you got me. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to you.
Yeah. So we'll see. We will see because it's a 2-day round. It's a quick round, so we'll have to see how much work that Michael put in.
Speed it up.
But
Speed him up.
Robbie does more work for the future of this game than for his own campaign. Like he leaks some things that are really beneficial or that could have been beneficial to his campaign, but instead waits for the last minute to kind of like influence the game a little bit. So he talks to Veronica and tells Veronica, "Hey, Jeff and Kelly are surrounded by everybody. Jeff, wrong read. Kelly, absolutely correct read. 50-50, we'll take it, whatever." And Robbie tells Veronica about all the alliances that he was in with Kelly. Accurate. Then Robbie gets on a call with Michael and tells Michael, "Hey, you need to break up Olivia and Bridget. They're close." Which, yes and no. From Bridget's perspective, absolutely. Olivia wants to eat Bridget very soon. Tells Michael, "You need to get Jeff out ASAP." Wrong read. And then he needs to break up Claudia and Kadri. Sure. They're aligned. That's a duo. Like it's a fair read. It's a duo. Odd to target them. Please don't do that. And that he needs to pick up Veronica. A great read. People need to be giving Veronica, Anwar, Jacob the goddamn time of day. And actually pull them into things.
I think people have tried with them, but they just, especially with Veronica, don't click. Like I feel like there are people who have gone into calls thinking like, I need Veronica, like I don't know who has her, and then they have a call with her and they kind of get to it and they're like,
well, and my response is, do you want to win?
Right.
Like,
yeah, you have to be good with everybody.
Right.
I don't understand why Michael and Anwar haven't had more of a connection. To me, just watching their confessionals and their personalities, I feel like they would like click and have a
well, so this is why. The answer to this is that they did have a call the other night, and it's like watching like what I'm trying to think of a good example, but it's like they're competing for the energy in the room. Like
I mean, Bridget, Anwar. Thanks, Carl, for messing that up for me.
Anwar,
and oh my God. You're right here on the call. Michael, there we go. Woo. The brain starts going, you'll get there. They all have that really like phonetic, crazy energy, and as somebody who very much lives in that camp, sometimes when I'm talking to another person that's that way, you're either both overlap talking at each other and it works, or you're both like fighting for it and someone's gonna have to like bring their own back. And I don't know if any three of them have learned to like bring their own back, and they might get more resentful at the other person if they're not exactly anybody out there who does this and has this like will get what the hell I'm saying, because I feel like I'm sounding crazy. But like if you're not perfectly wavelength aligned on that exchange, you're gonna like, it's like magnets that are just too much the same, that are rejecting each other.
It was really wild watching their call, because Anwar was dominating the conversation, and it was the first time I'd really seen Mike be more of the like the like reserve. He was just like listening, and he was like, and then like you could tell that he like wanted to jump into the conversation and like make a joke or laugh or do something, but he just like didn't have the space to do it because Anwar was just dominating the space. And Michael was like, okay. Like it was really funny to watch.
I got a question. Does Anwar give Michael his comparisons to Ted Bundy and stuff like that to Michael?
No.
Because I think that would scare the shit out of Michael, because I am all true crime, murder, Ted Bundy, helter skelter. But Michael is not. Like, Michael watches Disney movies, does not watch horror movies, and is like not into all that. So that might scare the shit out of him.
I don't think he shared it. I was not on the hour-long call where Anwar was very inebriated talking to Michael. So Anwar might have, but I just missed it. And if Michael was told that, Michael hasn't brought it up yet. But yeah, hopefully not, because being called similar to Ted Bundy is a little.
I'm pretty sure this was just in his confessional too. So like, I don't think he. Anwar will say a lot of
other people. He told other
Anwar
people
will say a lot of shit, but I don't think he said Michael.
I think Anwar is also like, he's the star of his own show in his own mind here, and if like. He needs to be partnered with somebody who will like listen and laugh at him and like
I love him.
Really just like be his fan on a call, and that's about it. And I think if he's not getting that from people, he's like sus and not here for it and like whatever. And unfortunately, we have a cast of people who are strong, bold personalities, and he's just not getting the audience he wants from everybody on these calls. So he's not sort of adjusting himself for other people, and he's expecting everyone to meet him where he needs them. Yeah, that makes sense.
No, it's a very fair point. And Anwar's an enigma. Loved him with all of my heart. An enigma at that. He just is. He's a slow burn. He's an acquired taste.
I love him.
Maybe I am the main character.
Maybe I am the main character. That is Anwar. That is how he lives his life.
And it's so frustrating because Anwar has such great reads and also understands these comps more than a lot of other people do. He's very intelligent, but the way that he comes off to people like pushes some people away, but like gravitates the people who really vibe with him towards him. But it's like, damn, if you were just like more well beloved in this house, you could be so fucking dangerous because you really understand the landscape of this game and understand where people are at. But some people who need the information or like who need it, like don't vibe with him, so don't get the information. It's like, god damn it. Like if only you were more beloved, like this could be like you could be so dangerous and bring in those people who he knows he needs, but like just coming to them being like, hey, we need to work together because we're on the bottom sometimes isn't enough, even though sometimes it should be. Sometimes just is not enough.
If Anwar, if you ever watch this and you play a future game, you need to have 2 personas minimal. You need to have your DR persona. I had a DR persona.
Mm-hmm.
It was a villain. It was a lot of it was left on the cutting room floor, Josh. I still see you. And I had my own game persona, which was different and kind of catered to each person I was talking to.
Yeah.
But the way I talked and acted in my DR was extremely different from like my in-game calls, because you're talking to another person.
Totally.
You need to connect with them on a level that makes sense with them and be the star in your DRs, because I love that. But sometimes it doesn't work when you're talking to another person.
Yeah, no, you were completely different when I watched the episodes from what I had experienced like in game.
I like to think that people who are in our season watch back, and I was so excited for some of my DRs to be up there because they were like, very direct. And then I was just like, Josh, where was the one where I said so and so was bad at the game? Where was the one where I said this?
Blame Josh for that.
Where was the one where I said don't fuck with me? Where was it?
Alrighty, let's wrap up the end of round 2 and with the eviction and all that, and I want to get to a question that Stephanie has in the comments. So ultimately Robbie, has some final words for Michael and Veronica, which Veronica does use, which we'll get into as we look forward to the future. But Anwar clocks that, hey, no one's talking about these coins, but these coins are important. So he accurately thinks that people would assume this would be a unanimous vote. I think coming into round 2, Robbie was target number 1, and the only person who wasn't going to put up Robbie was Robbie. And so easily banking on a unanimous vote probably would make sense for a betting. Sadly, for Anwar's case, only 2 people bet on it. So Anwar's idea is like, let me just throw a hinky vote. Let me try to fuck up some people's coins, and do that. Along the day, other things that Anwar does, wants to get Kelly out, which obliges that Veronica's being told, and secure Jacob Moore as his person. Yep, cool. Yeah. Basically, Anwar just wants to wrangle up all the newbies together. And I think Anwar's all this is clicking for him. He's like, I need to throw the vote, and I need to pick up the newbies, because this one thing happens is that Jacob tells Anwar, hey, I know I was going to be the renom. And Anwar, from Anwar's position, he's like, oh, me and Bridge are the only people who know this, because Olivia told us in our alliance chat, which obviously we know is not true. But from Anwar's perspective, I'm one of 2 people who know this. And the fact that Olivia leaked it to Jacob tells him that Olivia doesn't trust him, because from his perspective, if Olivia's telling Jacob, she's worried that I've already told Jacob, or I will tell Jacob in the future, so she wants to get ahead of it. So Anwar's like, you don't trust me. I'm picking up the newbies. I'm throwing my hinky vote. I'm fucking up these coins. All these things are kind of coming together.
That was such a main character thought process.
Yeah, it's a weird
wrong logic, right answer. Wrong logic, right answer. Where he's learning that, Anwar, you're not in a great position. So that's what ultimately leads him to throw this hinky vote to fuck up some coins. It doesn't work out because 2 people bet on 12 and 2 people bet on 11. So all he did was just change who got credit for the coins, but no coins actually no difference in coins actually happened. So that basically ends us there. Kadri also was on a call with Anwar when the votes came out, and Kadri's already clocked that Anwar's the rogue vote, because Anwar's tried to keep diverting the conversation every time Kadri kept bringing up this rogue vote. Anwar was like, so what about this HOH? Just kept changing the topic, and Kadri's like, I've caught you. I know it's you. Just own it. But it's fine.
Did we talk about Jacob really at all? Because I have some thoughts.
We're about to. I mean, let's
oh, okay. I didn't know if we were about to leave.
Oh no.
Okay.
Question for us: who do we want to see as HOH this round?
Veronica.
Wait, what'd you say, Phil?
I will always say Michael, just because I want
Veronica or Michael.
Content as possible.
I think Michael. I think Michael, but I'm just scared of what he'll do and what it'll do to him. I don't know.
It'll be great TV, and that's all I care about.
My 3 people are Veronica, Michael, and Louise. But I could see Michael and Louise nominating more of house targets, could get themselves talked into it by a majority of people. If everyone comes to them being like Jacob, Claudia, Kadri, I could see them doing that instead.
Or Veronica.
They like Veronica.
Veronica is my top pick, because she's gonna fuck shit up. Veronica does not care about what you think. She'll give you the the okay, and she'll go do whatever the hell
she will give, even as HOH, she will give you the 1-word response.
She is one of the only people right now who is actively asking people what direction they're going to go for the competition. She's trying to figure out what to do. She's openly sharing that information with Jimbo and with Anwar.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of the day we see a Veronica.
Does she want it? She wants.
So.
Yeah.
And she
I'm
wants
concerned she's the one person everybody will lie to, though.
Possible.
I mean, it seems like it could be, but she seems pretty gun ho on taking out Elise.
Wow.
Oh, I love Elise, but rock the boat, girl. Rock the boat.
Rock the boat. So I would love to see Veronica. I want to see an underdog take it, just because, and I don't want. They're not an underdog, but like the less
Triggered by
fortunate
underdogs, by the way.
Triggered. The less fortunate people in this game win.
That's better.
And that's mostly, and I'm not always rooting for the less fortunate. In a game, I'm not always doing that, but because
There's
all
weaker
of
positions.
Yeah.
and not even that is like me like wanting to root for them. Sometimes it is, and sometimes I just don't like who the underdog or who the less fortunate are, so I don't want to root for them. But like just because all of the people who are running this game don't want the head of household just infuriates me. The fact that like all of these people are like, I'm in such great spots. I don't want the head of household. Well, what happens when your wicked stepsister wins? What happens then? Like they are just like they're playing so recklessly. They're like, oh, it's only a 3% chance Veronica wins. But how you are playing, Veronica's got a way bigger chance to win than that.
I feel like they aren't thinking about that. It drives me nuts when they're just like, okay, if you looked at the scores from the last one, so many of you are obviously throwing. So if so many people are throwing, something you don't want is going to happen.
Yeah, no, it's the same thing. Like, when everybody felt like they were in a good position in our season and we had deal or no deal, and so many people went for the advantage because they did not want HOH, and suddenly we have an Anna HOH, which nobody wanted because she was one of 3 people who actually went for it.
Yeah, like that's it's gonna be very that. It's infuriating. It's like, I get you're in a good position and you don't want to win and show your cards, but for you to continue to be in a good position, you have to have a person who's with you win. And when all your minions are also throwing, you sometimes have to, pull up your little britches and play. Like, it's not ideal, but it's better than Veronica winning for their position. So it's just, that's why I just want her to win and fuck shit up, because people are annoying me, being like, I'm gonna throw. I'm like, you shouldn't be. You shouldn't be. But that's fine. So would love Miss Veronica to win. But honestly, anyone on the bottom would be lovely. Even if it goes poorly, because at least, even if they put up Jacob and Claudia, whatever, at least they'll have more FaceTime and have that ability to maybe shake up where this game is going. Because right now, it is the Pussy Willows game to lose. Kelly, Olivia, Jimbo, and Kadri are slowly but surely finding themselves in a good spot. Like, Kadri has almost erased almost any negative energy from round 1, which is so impressive that he's erased almost all of it. But like right now, Jimbo, Kelly, and Olivia snaps to y'all, because right now you're running away with it.
Kadri,
plenty of time.
There are people I refer to as like shiny people or sparkly people, and Kadri is like one of those people who just like kind of radiates glowy energy, and it's like, yeah, if you give him long enough, you're gonna forget that you were ever mad at him or had anything against him, because he's like so fun and pleasant. So
he said recently that he was just gonna kind of slide into the background. Has he come out of that now? He's changed his.
No, I
think it's meaning that he's not got any negative heat on him. Like, he got a lot of attention, like in a bad way, the first round, but now he's just kind of like chilling out, like making good relationships, being funny, and like misting people, essentially, being like schooling them. Yeah.
A lot of people keep throwing around Kadri as an easy nomination target, but no one actually would do it.
Yeah.
Like Louise might do it, but like a lot of people are kind of off that train. They're kind of done with it. So
he feels like even if he's nominated, he's a pawn, not a target.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah, exactly. Let's move into Jacob. Let's talk about Jacob, because I know you want to talk about Jacob. So let's talk about Jacob.
I have very little to say, other than like he thinks he's like in such an amazing position, and he has this thing wrapped around his fingers, but like he's kind of barely there. And I'm like, wake the hell up, do some stuff, win some things. I have a lot of faith that he could do really well, but I'm just like, step it up, friend.
I just disagree so much with that. He's getting picked up by both sides. Like, the Anwar, Jimbo, Veronica side wants him. The Olivia, Kelly, Kadri side wants him. Like, I think he's in a great spot, actually.
You're also in better touch with the game than I am. So
I mean, I agree with you that he has an overestimation of where he's at.
It's that.
He is definitely overestimating, but I don't think he's in a bad spot in terms of.
I don't think he is either.
Yeah.
I think it's the overestimation. It's the I can't believe you're not going to talk to me.
That
decided this whole thing of
that confessional where he goes, I'm a part of this game, and I'm a really important part of this game because I know where everything is.
That's what I was about to say. I had that same impression of him after he was like thinking that he was the person that saved Claudia, you know? Like that was just delusional. But I guess yesterday it kind of came out of that, maybe. I don't know.
That is main character syndrome 101.
It's hard for him not to be the main character, though, because, again, like, he doesn't get on a lot of calls because of his time zone and his work and all those things. So, like, based on what people are telling him via text, like, it's not a wrong thing for him to believe. So it's kind of like, it's like he's he's just, like, lacking information is, like, how I want to put it. Like, for what he's given, I don't think he's, like, we know he's delusional. But, like, for what he's been given, I don't blame him for why he's thinking that because he just doesn't have a lot of it because he's just not as around.
For someone who's done these before, it really just feels like he knows how limited his schedule is. He knows how little he's able to get on calls with people. Like that in and of itself should make him a little more weary of, I know I can't call as much as other people. I need to be aware of that. There's probably stuff I don't know. People are probably closer because they've had more time. And the fact that he's sort of like not seeing, I don't know. It's like not seeing the forest for the trees is the right analogy. I can't think of a better one right now, but he's just not like inferring that x plus whatever equals, and he doesn't see the empty stuff.
Tell me not getting on calls people while he's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I walked and talked with people, and that even bothered them. So I imagine like running on it. I would leave it off because some people would be like, "I'm getting nauseous because you keep going."
I don't think he's running. I think he's just
like walking on a big incline.
Yeah.
Also, I'm really impressed that he can run and talk at the same time.
I can't even breathe when I run.
No, I think with Jacob though, like it's like an evolution beyond main character syndrome. He has some information and things are happening that people are telling him are going to happen. So it's like confirmation bias that he has all the information because things are happening that he's aware of. So it's like there clearly can't be anything else happening because I know everything that's going on.
That's a really good way of putting it. Yeah.
I'm kind of like in the middle between Stokes and Crystal. Like, I'm not super high on his game. Like, I don't think he's in a bad spot by any means. Like, he's kind of like low on my power rankings. Just because I think he's benefiting a lot from just like, and that's just Big Brother. Like, there's luck in Big Brother, and like you have to own that in a Big Brother game. Like, there's always luck involved. And you need to be able to explain that at a jury questioning. And I think he's gotten very lucky with the HOHs that have come his way. And I think he's going to waltz himself into a good spot because this game is about to divide either this round or next round. I think we're going to get some sides here because people are going to have to start actually putting up some big threats. And I think he's going to find himself scooped up in a lot of directions. But again, I'm not super sold that he's being scooped up because of him versus the perception of him. I'm kind of like in the middle there. It's like it's part him, part the perception of him. So like I'm just hoping that his schedule will become a little easier and he can really show us everything. But I'm not sure yet. But moving on to our final topic of the day, which is and maybe some anime people in the comments or maybe one of y'all can explain this to me. It is the duo of Anwar and Veronica. They call themselves Weevee. Weevee. I'm not sure if this is a Pokemon pun. I don't know.
I think so. Like a fan, a common name for fans of anime is weeb, weeb. So I think it comes from. I think it's coming from the, yeah. I think that's potentially where this is coming from. But I'm on team Weevee. Let's
Team Weevee. So They call
I
themselves
am in
Team
that they're
Weeby.
most likely to like turn things over in the house, and I'm just like, chaos, go.
Yeah.
Veronica put in work last night. Veronica obviously was given the intel from Robbie about this ridiculous 6 alliance, which is in itself ridiculous. But on leaking it, she tells Jimbo, is like, hey Jimbo, like here was the 6-person alliance that neither of us were in. Obviously, Robbie didn't clue Veronica in that this alliance was very much a joke, and that people actually weren't buying into it, minus like him and Michael. But Robbie's words are Robbie's words, and Veronica doesn't need to know any more intel than that, because she goes around being like, these other 5 people left in the game are together, and that would be Elise, Louise, Caro, Kelly, and Michael are the 5 that are remaining from this alliance. Ultimately, Jimbo hears this, and Jimbo's like, well, I want Elise, Louise, and Jeff to like get on the block, because Veronica also leaks what Robbie said about Jeff and Kelly being aligned in the middle, all these things. Jimbo then tells it to Olivia, being like, I'm going to bring Olivia in as like my number 1, my number 2, because really Jimbo's true number, or Jimbo is Olivia's number 1, but I think Anwar is becoming Jimbo's number 1. But Jimbo likes Olivia a lot, so he wants to clue her in. Olivia already knows about this alliance. Olivia knows about a lot of things in this game, but Olivia's like, oh my god, what? No, wow, that's such great news, Jimbo. Wow, we really need to put a stop to this. Fucking Olivia. So this ridiculous 6 is making the rounds because of Veronica. And then ultimately, Anwar was on some calls last night, and Bridget kind of tells him like, hey, a lot of people are going to nominate Veronica next round, just heads up, and everyone's tying you with her, so like your duo is not secret by any means, so like you losing her is good. He's willing to lose her, but he's not going to like actively do that, because he's proposing an alliance with Anwar, Veronica, Jimbo, who they both love, and then they want to bring in Jacob because they don't trust him. And they're like, someone's gonna scoop him up, so we might as well be the ones to do it. So like, maybe if he's in an alliance with us, he won't put us up. So they're trying to propose that together. But ultimately, like, Anwar and Veronica are clocking the Olivias, the Kellys of the world, and are the Elises ready to like fuck some shit up here. They want to also bring Louise to their side. They're just really. It's taken them a little bit, but they're finally getting the grand picture of what's happening here and figuring out who they need. Jacob, a great pick. Jimbo, a great pick. Louise, a great pick. If they can figure out that Michael is also not actually with that group, pick him up, be a very lethal group there. So, loving Team Weavy. They need to win a competition. Like, they're very much like on the Titanic, like near the icy water, but there's a lifeboat right there they could jump into. and if they can be very strong, but like they have to win like now, or they're going to be on the block together. So like it's like this Titanic simulation's getting a little too dangerous for them. And they need to like win this comp, or like Team Weavy will be Team Pre-Jury pretty soon.
Isn't exactly the same thing, but it felt very Christian and BBH, because he was like not well liked and like not well beloved or powered in the house. Yeah. Like he was just kind of like he was in the baker's dozen, but you know, and it was so weird. And like I got on that boat, I picked up that boat like before I knew what I hit. Like I was just like, hey friend, we just had like. It was one of those people where like we just like clicked and had one of like the most authentic conversations I had so far in the game. And I was just like, let me slide some information over and see what happens. And like nothing bad happened. And then suddenly he like wins HOH out of like no one was expecting it, and then became a major power player in the game. Yeah. Moving forward. And Veronica or Anwar need to sort of do a similar thing to get a foothold somewhere, to get some power, to prove to people that they were with them and that they're not nominating them. And
I feel like he was almost in a very similar spot to where Christian was, because I think Christian thought he was in a better spot than he was early in our season too. like almost throughout it, and he.
I'd be so sad when I'd be on calls and people be like, well, yeah, I'd probably nominate Christian. I don't really talk to him that much. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Well,
I guess not. I don't talk to him that much either.
He basically like backed into a alliance the way that Jacob's kind of backing himself into some of these things. And he, if he gets power, he could have a similar trajectory where he could have a really big say in what happens.
Like if Robbie gets this game, like it fucks up this game moving forward, I'll live. Like if Veronica's big heart just reaching out to Robbie, being like, hey Robbie, like I know you feel down and out and isolated and I'm sorry you feel that way, like how are you doing just like personally? Like if that is the catalyst for taking out an Elise pre-jury, bitch, I will scream. I'm just really loving Team Weavy if they can. It's just, it's so infuriating because they like know what they need to do, but they're not in a great position. So this HOH comp looking forward, I don't know what the hell is going to happen. Some people are trying to actively game it. Others don't give a rat's ass, which is dangerous in this game. If people don't care, they can just go whatever direction they want, not tell you who cares, and like this could become a crapshoot. It's not, the intention is for it not to be. It's supposed to be a social strategy game for y'all to show your cards and figure out who's working with who. Because it's exactly what happened in 15. Dan, Angelica, and Hammond game it, and then all get caught gaming it, and they put them all together. They're like, oh, so y'all are a trio. Got it. And
when their scores were like the top 3 scores by a landslide.
Yeah, and they get caught in the trio. Like that's what this is supposed to be. It's supposed to be like just a reshaping of here, but we'll see if that actually happens because some people just don't care and some people do. So I'm intrigued to see where this goes because this round, I have no clue what's happening. Coming to round 2, I was like, Robbie is on the block, guaranteed. This round, this could be a Jacob Claudia nom set. This could be Louise seeing the block. This could be Elise seeing the block. Jeff, depending on who. Like they're
fun.
It's fun. Like
it's
Probably a good move. Anything with Robbie in it, yeah, goner. We've eliminated like 3 alliances yesterday. It was so nice to like message the group, be like, "Hey y'all, this is a glorified 1-on-1 now that Robbie's gone. We're gonna delete this, okay? Cool." It's so fun to delete alliances that Robbie made because they're pointless. No one's talking to them, and I want them off my Discord. But any final thoughts as we end day 6, looking forward into our first 2-day round and our train of thought HOH tonight?
All I have to say is Olivia and Kelly are standing up there in the superpower positions, and I really admire and love them both, but I kind of want to see them get rocked and see what they do.
Yeah,
a little bit too. I love them both, but same.
Yeah. I don't want somebody to be able to be in like 10 alliances and it just like go flawlessly for them. I want to see some adversity.
My final thought is that when Sarah D wins BBH17, then what?
So my final thought is going to be I need Michael to get in some better alliances.
Yes,
but I'm going to tell y'all, because I know I said it, the reason why I think I would flop at this is because I am 9 o'clock at night, and all of these people do this
like, oh my God, how late do I have to stay up?
I won't be able to. So she's not active. She's got to go.
Sarah, I played for 20 days and I don't think I've slept or eaten like, at all for like 20 days.
Yeah, these orgs are bad for like. I mean, it's the best fad diet you'll ever be on. I lost so much weight when I played Instinct. So much weight.
Yeah, I'm I'm down like 25 pounds since January because of Subversion.
Subversion, yeah, you are stressing.
See, I have the opposite effect. I get stressed, and so I stress eat bad food because I don't have the time to
I have no
I always
appetite.
am.
I'm like,
I have
no
appetite
it's
at all.
6 o'clock at night and I haven't eaten anything. I'm not even hungry.
No.
The nerves are I feel like I'm gonna get sick if I eat when I have all the nerves in my stomach. If I'm on the block.
I'm a stress eater though, so that's just it's the difference between us. I'm a stress eater, so I always gain weight playing games. It sucks.
No, when I play games, I can't do anything else. I can't go to sleep. I can't eat. I can't do any of that stuff. It's bad.
My final thoughts is prioritize your mental health. And I'm not saying don't play orgs, but space them out. Take time for you.
Don't play orgs.
don't be like Kelly, where you literally got out of Subversion 7 or 3 days before you started BBH.
Something new. Y'all, don't do that to yourselves. As someone who's done that, don't do that to yourselves. Go to production. Join a prod team. Have more fun. Go outside.
Understand yourself before you go into a prod. Do your best to understand yourself and your limitations and your boundaries, and try to do it as healthily as possible.
Yes, please be healthy. But final thoughts. Hashtag Team Weavy. Louise, get your fucking shit together. Michael, get some better alliances. Kelly and Olivia, I love y'all deeply, but I did the same thing to Ryan R.T. Taylor. Get a fucking obstacle. Get a hurdle in your damn way. Put one in front of you. Because I will not support you as a winner until you have a damn hurdle you have to get over. And that's my opinion. I did it to Ryan. I have to be fair. I'm doing it to y'all too. I hope y'all get rocked pretty soon. But with that, we're peacing out for day 6. This has been amazing. For Stokes, for Phil, for Crystal, and for Miss Sarah D, our special guest today. We're peacing out until 10:30 next time. Stay thirsty, my friends, and I'll catch y'all in the Discord. Bye, y'all.